Hey everyone, welcome back to Fun in the Locker Room, your favorite sports show. We're actually all east of the Mississippi right now, so I can't say east and west of the Mississippi. I'm currently on the East Coast. Good to be back, but favorite sports show east of the Mississippi. We got a lot to talk about today. We have obviously we're going to do some NFL. Don't know what week we're in right now, but we're going to talk about what happened this past weekend. Trade deadlines just think it was recently, or maybe it's in a
Yesterday.
couple days. Yesterday, thank you, Rick. Um, I saw somewhere that yesterday had the second most amount of trades in one day since like 1990. So we got a lot to break in there. NBA just finished week one. We'll give a couple takeaways, couple maybe some more hot takes. We've seen a week's worth of action right now. We know enough to know that Chris Paul's pretty ass right now, coming off the bench for the Warriors. So we'll talk about that. Baseball, it's 3-1 right now. Rangers in the World Series. They're playing game five tonight. We'll see if they close it out or if the Diamondbacks put up a fight. Just a fun fact I saw before we get into it. This is on track to be the lowest watched World Series ever. So I'd love to hear you guys' take about that and maybe what the game of baseball could do going forward about that. But yeah, that's what we got in store for the next hour and a half. So stick with us. Again, YouTube channel, Fun in the Locker Room, Twitter, same name, Fun in the Locker Room. Let's get right into it with some football. And maybe, let's start with our recaps for the last week. We'll get into Thursday night at the end of the segment, as always. But Rank, let me hear what you got to say about your recap from this weekend.
That might have been the worst loss I've experienced in my life. And I've experienced lots of bad Giants losses. But the fact that we were on our third string quarterback with a guy who could not throw the football, and we had the Jets with according to ESPN, 99.9% chance to win that game with the ball, and we needed 1 yard to win the game. And Graham Gano, who I have watched kick a 63-yard field goal against the Giants to beat us, could not kick a 35-yard field goal to win the game. And I watched their defense crumbled as Zach Wilson led his team down the field on a play that shouldn't even have happened. I don't know if you saw the controversy, but apparently their center spotted the ball for them. Refs didn't come in and spot the ball. The Jets' back third string center spotted the ball on that last play that led to the field goal that the Jets kicked. And then once again in overtime, our offense, who couldn't throw the ball, threw three passes behind line of scrimmage to Saquon, who had no chance to do anything, and the Jets won the game. I felt like I was watching Navy versus Army. That was the ugliest and most pathetic football game I've ever seen. We had -4 passing yards, and we should have won the game.
Isn't that kind of impressive in itself, though?
Yes.
Not really. Not really.
And once again, I've been back and forth with Zach Wilson all year, but once again, Zach Wilson did nothing all game, but has like one great drive at the end of the game, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, like Zach Wilson's for real."
Yeah, so you're not going to give him the Jimmy G treatment?
I just have no more comments about this game. We can move on to Liam's take about the Raiders because the Giants just suck, and this sucks, and this is the low point of my fandom.
Yeah. No, that's why I was talking about Jimmy G. But yeah, my take was that the Raiders are finally moving in the right direction. They just fired their head coach and their offensive coordinator. One thing they should have done though was trade Devontae Adams. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to play with Jimmy G. And to be honest, I can't blame him. Jimmy G, I don't think this is too hot of a take. I think he's a bottom 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. I'm gonna let that simmer.
Like currently starting because a lot of backup quarterbacks are in the NFL these days.
I take Tyrod Taylor over Jimmy G. I know that's crazy to say.
Tyrod's not starting right now.
Oh, whoever.
DeVito's starting.
Oh God, I don't know if I take him over Jimmy G. I would take Heineke over Jimmy G.
What about Zach Wilson?
Yes.
Really?
Can't be much worse. I'll tell you that. Leads the league in picks. Rookie. Devontae Adams, he single-handedly ruined Devontae Adams' life, which is just like insane. You have a top 10 wide receiver like of our generation, and you ruined his life. Like,
I don't feel
dude
bad
was
for
begging.
Adams.
He's begging for Derek Carr. You know how crazy that is? Yeah.
Devontae Adams left Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's his fault. Like, he complained his way out of the best situation.
It's also Aaron Rodgers' fault for
taking an
absurd amount of money.
Did you see Devontae was like the only reason I came to the Raiders was because of Derek Carr. I wanted to play with him.
His buddy from college, yeah.
Is insane because he has Jimmy G. And you'd think there's not a lot of difference, but I guess there
He's
is.
asked. Devontae Adams is asked out many times, and I think they're just refusing to trade him. And I mean, it's the only good asset they have. So
Yeah, him and Crosby.
should probably just punt. Yeah, him and Crosby really. They should probably just punt on the season and give up. The timing. I'm gonna agree with you. The right direction to go in. The timing is really curious though, because I feel like you don't see a lot of these moves made midway through the season, just with how few games we have. I don't know where you go. They fired the OC too, so they're promoting like the
Linebacker coach and
linebacker coach, and then I think the quarterbacks coach is now the new OC. So it's like you're pretty much going to be instituting a whole new offense in general. And I mean, it just shows that I don't think Josh McDaniels was kind of set up for failure with how bummy of a team this was, but he also just didn't do anything to help fix this.
Yeah, and I mean the reason why I think they didn't trade Devontae Adams was because they just had too many personnel changes and they didn't have people on the books like to do it. Teams were calling asking about him, and they would just get ghosted because nobody's there because they don't have a head coach.
Wait, is
or an
that
offensive
seriously
coordinator.
it?
Yeah,
Is that for real?
yeah.
There was a big
All
joke
the
today about
Raiders
why
just goes to. You
Josh
tell me just went
McDaniels
to
got fired.
voicemail.
Yeah, they couldn't get an answer.
Yeah, he really should have gotten traded. And I think him and Crosby need to get traded, and they need to blow this thing up. If you can get you could definitely get a first out of Devontae Adams, maybe a second and a third out of Crosby. You're really kind of pushing yourself in the right direction for a rebuild. Get rid of Marcus Peters too. Just any guy that's over the age of like 26 on that team, get rid of him.
Yep, Jimmy G's got to go.
He's getting benched too. I don't know if you saw that. They're really
Officially?
officially.
Rank, how's that feel for your golden boy?
He was set up for failure in a terrible offense with a terrible coordinator.
What?
Josh McDaniels might be one of the worst coaches in football.
Okay, that's fair, but he had Devontae
He's
Adams.
failed.
He ruined
without-
Devontae Adams' life.
He's made Jacoby Myers look really good. Jacoby Myers looked really good this season.
I'm not trying to defend Josh McDaniels, but Josh Jacobs kind of forgot how to play football this offseason for some reason.
He's had some good games.
Yeah, you would say that if you just
You tell
traded for
yourself
him.
that, right?
He got 17 points. He got 17 points this week. That's a good week for
Dude,
running
he got
back.
outscored by Rashad White and Joe Mixon, who, shameless plug, I had them both, and I beat Rank by 40. Let's move on.
Shameless.
All right, so my take is, and I got to pull up the schedule real quick just so I can validate this.
You know who they
And-
play?
The Dolphins, right? So I'm talking about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we talk about the Chiefs maybe once a show, and they're kind of our golden child in terms of like content we can talk about. But we all know the Chiefs are good. We all know what happened last year when all three of us kind of wrote them off early on, and they really turned it around.
Don't place this on me. I never write them off anymore.
Okay.
This is all you.
We've been skeptical. We hold them to high expectations, but I'm gonna prove to you right now that the complete opposite is happening this year. They're 6-2. Let's see what games they played, and I'm gonna show you that why they have their resume is completely like bogus, empty, lacking. Lost to the Lions opening day, and that's
Great
totally
team.
fair. Lions
That's
are a
a-
good team. Beat the
Yep.
Jaguars. They're a good team. Beat the Bears, not a good team. Beat the Jets, not a good team. Beat the Vikings, not a good team. Beat the Broncos, not a good team. Beat the Chargers, not a good team. Finally, just lost the Broncos, and they're only somehow at 6-2, which we don't even have to talk about the Broncos if we don't want to. They snapped like the 16 whatever streak, which is great and everything, like whatever. But I mean, the Jaguars are good this year. So seeing that in week 2, I didn't give them like a lot of credit for that win. But if they have one good win and then they beat 5 straight bad teams, I think I don't want to call them frauds, but I think they haven't proven anything yet. Just this season. And like Liam said, they have a strong schedule coming up. They're playing the Dolphins, then the Eagles. Then they got a little bit easier with the Raiders and the Packers, but then the Bills, and then they play the Raiders again, and then the Bengals. So all I'm saying is I think those are the games we need to judge them off of. We can't judge them off their current record at all. Yes, you're bitch slapping the Bears by 31, whatever. Congrats. Okay, anybody could do that. I think if you put 3 of us on an NFL roster, we could probably do that, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't think they've proven anything.
True. I really agree with you this one, and I want you guys to listen up while I say this because this might be the only time that I've ever mentioned this. Um, the refs kind of screwed the Vikings when they played,
Oh
and
my
they
God.
really screwed the Jets when they played.
Wow.
Those were two games that the Chiefs should have lost if it weren't for some really questionable calls. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play these tougher teams. I'm really excited for this game Sunday. Unfortunately, it's at 9:30 in the morning, but it's going to be a good game.
Tyreek was saying he's been talking a little bit of shit towards this game.
Dude, we'll come
Which I
back.
didn't think it was that like bad of a breakup initially.
He
You know, it
requested
kind of
out.
seemed like it was kind of centered around money and everything, but now it's kind of looking like this is going to be a statement for him to beat the old team.
I'd love to see the Dolphins whoop them.
It's just really hard to like count the Chiefs out of it.
Yeah.
It's
Because
so
like
hard.
if you look at it compared to last year, like last year we had the same question marks. We had a question about the wide receiver core because they had nothing. Like had Juju was their best wide receiver. Like come on now, that's
Yeah.
shit.
Stuff.
And they've just got different guys in there. I wouldn't say they improved. I wouldn't say they got worse. They just have different guys in there now. And I just think Patrick Mahomes has showed enough times. Yes, true. You're completely right about those schedules where they played shit teams and they played shit teams shit, but they've won the games they had to win. And it's gonna be a tough battle, but there is no team in the NFL I would rather put money on come January, February to win a game than Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I'm
Why
not
do you think
concerned
they've
about them yet.
had such an issue replacing Tyreek Hill? Not that like that's an easy thing to do. Obviously, he's the fastest guy on the planet, right? But just in terms of getting an above average wide receiver.
I think it's the same problem the Ravens have. It's hard to find a good wide receiver. There's not that many great wide receivers in the NFL, and they get old, and you need these young guys to come in and do something. But it's a crapshoot. Like you're throwing these guys that had success in college, but just use success in college, not mean you're having success in the NFL. And it's just going to happen. There's plenty of teams around the league who have a bunch of average wide receivers that aren't that great, but you just need one guy, and there's very few of those one guys.
And what's crazy is they haven't really had to replace Tyreek. They won
Yeah.
a Super Bowl without him, which is absolutely nuts. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting how they play tougher teams. And we all know this, Rank. You were talking about Juju. Everybody plays up when they play with Patrick Mahomes. He just makes the game so much easier for everybody. I think they're going to be okay, but I'm excited to see them, go against some real teams.
I have a fun question for Liam, just for fun. What wide receiver core do you think would be better? The Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens?
God. Well, I'm taking Kelsey over Andrews. We're talking tight ends first.
Mhm.
I would have to take the Chiefs because they got like
What?
some upside guys. I guess I really like
Who?
Rashee Rice and like Zay Flowers are like I feel like they're a lot closer than people would say.
Yeah.
But then it just drops off for the Ravens.
Is
Like
Sky Moore good?
Nelson
No.
Aguilar, like
OBJ's better than anybody else on the team. I would say it's comparable. And you tell me
OBJ's
all the
been
time how
terrible.
bad the Ravens help is, but the Chiefs help.
Scantling's like okay, but honestly, if Scantling were on any other team, he'd be garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Tony's
that's fair.
awful.
Which
Tony's
proves my
awful.
point.
Oh God, yeah, that first game we have to talk about that.
What about Hardman?
McCall, he's not
Is he
bad.
back? Is he back there?
Yeah, and their
Oh.
backup tight end is a good pass catcher too. Noah Gray, he gets the job done.
I don't. These are just names at this point.
Dude, you're comparing like I would say it's a bit off, but like it's not. It's just like they might be the worst receiving cores in the league.
We haven't looked at the
Like on
Giants
paper.
recently.
On paper. And look what these two guys can do. That's why it's Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson they're just one of a kinds, but I guess two of a kinds because
one of the things I was kind of hoping that I don't know. I just thought about this at one point, like how awesome would it be if the Chiefs went out and just like snagged T. Higgins or even Boyd or somebody
what
like
if
that.
Devontae Adams?
Well, yeah, that would have been
Imagine.
the Armageddon for the NFC. That would have just been terrible. But I mean, it would have been really good, but would have been really bad at the same time.
inside information, Stephon Diggs was not just watching the Chiefs celebrate. He was like putting in the word that he's going to get traded to the Chiefs. Like it's been a plan all along. All right, let's talk Vikings Packers.
Let's all
sad
let's
news
all have
out
a
of
moment of
this.
silence. I know we
Yeah.
clown on them a lot, but let's all have a moment of silence for Kirk. Just,
I don't clown on them, just
whoa,
Liam.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Moment of silence, Frank.
Shh.
Okay.
Okay, I want to start.
Okay.
Better be an apology.
Kirk Cousins, I'm really sorry for what happened. Terrible thing to go down with an injury like that, and immediately they trade for a new quarterback. I mean, I guess it makes sense from a football standpoint, but that kind of stung to see them do that. And I can
Why?
imagine.
Why?
You think Josh Dobbs is going to be the long-term
No.
QB?
I
I
mean,
think it's just to
dude,
finish out the
tore
season.
he tore his ACL. Like Kirk's not
Achilles.
he's no spring chicken. He's no spring chicken, my guy. You know?
It was his Achilles, and as we've seen with Aaron Rodgers, like these guys can come back.
I
He'll
don't
be
think the
healthy next
Dobbs
season.
move. I think the Dobbs move was really just like them looking at, okay, we're 4-4.
Yeah.
We've won 3 in a row. We might actually compete in the NFC North. Like we need to at least have. Like I couldn't name the backup QB on the Vikings, and Dobbs has been kind of overperforming. Even though his team has sucked. I kind of expect them to go out and get someone better than Dobbs, but I don't see any issue with them getting Dobbs. Like I think Kirk. This Dobbs is just an end of the season type thing. This isn't like, all right, we're going to rebuild our entire franchise around Joshua Dobbs.
And
I
Kirk's
think
a
that
free agent
they
this offseason, so who knows where he goes. Like originally going into the season, it didn't seem like Kirk would be back, but he's played really well recently. But Josh Dobbs has no impact on the decision whether to keep Kirk Cousins or not. Like
Oh.
they're two completely different things.
What I meant to iterate was that I think the Vikings should have packed it in and called it.
Why? They're like they have an easy schedule. I've been over this, and I think the Vikings making the playoffs. Even now, I still think that because that team offensively has lots of talent. Jefferson's looking like he's coming back, and they're playing easy scheduling. Schedule needs everything in the NFL, and they're set up for a nice stretch run down this thing.
Liam,
They're
I
just
would
a
have agreed
bad
with
team.
you when they
They're
were
just-
1-4, and if this had happened then, I would have agreed to you. But now that they're 4-4, they're really like in this awkward ground. Like, what do they do?
And what did they trade away for Josh Dobbs? Like nothing.
Nothing. Like a
this is not
7th or
impacting
something.
their football team.
NFL trades are for nothing. It's you get good players for 7th round picks.
Literally.
The
I don't
Seahawks
know.
didn't.
I just wanted to see the Vikings cave it in and call it a season. That's all I wanted. But
I feel like tanking the NFL, when you're 4-4, you can't tank. You're not getting a good draft pick. You've already won 4 wins. The bad teams are getting 2 to 3 wins.
If
Like,
they hadn't gone on this little streak right here,
Yeah.
I think totally okay. Pack it in. Make sure Jefferson doesn't touch the field again. Honestly, I don't know. They should have parted with like maybe Daniil Hunter or somebody like that. I don't know. Like there's a couple veterans on there. They'll probably just let Harrison Smith retire on the team, but could have parted with him. Like the only guys that are like contributing any value whatsoever.
how is he still there? That's
Is he
crazy.
still there? I think he is still there.
I agree, true. Like they're at this point, they're on this momentum. They had to make this trade. Like go out and get something and try to salvage the season because
So Rank,
no NFL player wants to do this.
you're both saying that Rank, you're saying that you think that they should compete and you think they are trying to compete.
Yes.
Liam, you think they should not compete, but are you seeing this as a compete mode?
Oh yeah,
type of move?
100%. They went and got a quarterback who's I don't even know. Is their backup Jaron Hall? They
He's a
drafted a
rookie.
rookie this year. Yeah. I don't think they should, and that might be more out of hatred than anything, but whatever.
What does tanking do for you? Like tanking doesn't fix anything in the NFL these days. Like,
It's-
the Panthers are consistently
yeah.
trash. Like the Texans are consistently trash. The Bears are consistently trash. Like
It's hard to tank in the NFL. It really is.
Yeah.
With so few games, like
and these
it's really hard
players,
to tank.
like these players have 2 to 3 year careers. Like a lot of these guys that are actually playing meaningful minutes, like they're not going to want to lose games. They want to go out there and fight their ass off. Like how many times do we see like a team win week 17 that loses them like a good draft pick? Because like the players out there don't care about draft picks. They want to win games, and this is what's going to happen. At 4-4, you go out there and you win fucking games.
Yeah, and I want to see the Vikings lose fucking games. November 12th, I got them circled on my calendar. You know who they play.
Miracle again.
Shut the
Oh,
hell
that
up.
is so mean.
Okay. 4 passing yards again.
Let's go Falcons,
-4.
Titans, everybody. Falcons, Titans come away with a victory. Will Levis played and looked really good. And he made DeAndre Hopkins look really good. Does that, you have the Titans here, they're 3-4. They're not exactly sitting pretty in the AFC South, which is a statement in itself, and they're in a tough conference. This is optimism, though, right? Is Tannehill done? You think he's probably
He's
done?
gotta be. He's gotta be done. There's no way he plays again. And he shouldn't have been starting the season. We'll keep it a buck. No way he should have been starting. They got 2 QBs. Is Malik Willis still there?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's sad. He might never take a snap.
I mean,
he took a couple snaps last year, but not again. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But we don't really. I don't know. Is there much to talk about here? It's been 1 week. Will Levis did good, but do we really got to hype up mid like it's the Titans?
I'll hype him up because I think Will Levis played a great game, and the Titans have been begging for a quarterback because like Ryan Tannehill was like good in his heyday. Like the Titans made some playoff runs, but like he's not going to win you games. But Will Levis looked like the best quarterback I've seen the Titans have in I don't know how long. Like you go from Ryan Tannehill to Jake Locker to like I don't even know who else. Like they've been just trash, average quarterbacks. And Will Levis has some upside in there that could, because we all know Vrabel's a great head coach. Like he's one of the best head coaches in football. And with the quarterback around him and Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins, like they're not making the playoffs this year. They're not putting up noise this year. But like going forward, like if he could be the quarterback of the future, that's really good for them.
They looked like for the first time in a while a very complete team.
Yeah.
On the offensive side, I will say though, I didn't even know this till I'm looking at the stats right now. Malik Willis was in as a rusher, and he fumbled in one of his 2 rushing attempts, which is just kind of hilarious. But outside of that, like from a running perspective, from a passing perspective, all the receivers, they looked really solid. And I agree with you, Rank. I think it's good for them to have Will Levis, and even if they don't try and compete or anything, this is a great okay, you have 10 more games. Let's see if you can get some experience under your belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got to give him more time for sure.
I'm curious to see what he does this week against the Steelers. Should be a good game.
Yeah, this is going to be a big test.
And DeAndre Hopkins looks good again, and I feel like we haven't said that in a while. I kind of look back to when he first got traded from the Texans to the Cardinals. He looked like he was, obviously best receiver in the game, and it's good to see someone like that, pick it up again.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys Rams. Not sure what the hell happened here. The Rams had been having a great season, but got absolutely smoked by the Cowboys. Like not even close. CD had an amazing game, as Liam will tell all of us. But are the Cowboys real? Because I think we can preach what True has been preaching all year. You say the line, True, but the Cowboys are very
consistent.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a
dumbass.
Joke. But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, they're 5-2. Okay, they're 5-2. They are a couple Eagles losses away from actually getting the division. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like I'm just smoking some sort of absurd drug here, but that defense is legit. And now it's time to give Dak Prescott his flowers. 300 yards on 25 of 31 passing, 4 tutties against. You can say whatever you want to say about the Rams, but they have the personnel to have a good defense. And maybe this says more about the Rams than it does the Cowboys. But at the end of the day, beating the Rams by 23 points has to say something about both sides of the ball there.
Hold yourself right now, True, because come next week, when the Eagles come in and absolute kick the living shit out of the Cowboys in the link, it's going to be, oh my God, Dak Prescott sucks. Because Dak Prescott
You know
sucks.
what I have been liking, though, and I like Micah Parsons. I love how he just totally shit on George Kittle, because when George Kittle did the fuck Dallas thing, they've lost 3 in a row since then. So
you can't
and
talk
Micah
much
Parsons
when you lost
pointed
42-3. You lost 42-3. You can't talk much even after the game.
Yeah, but you don't need to do a little fuck Dallas thing, because then you're gonna lose 3 in a row. Fuck the Niners.
I think this Cowboys defense is just it's tops. I think it's better than the Niners defense. I think it's better than the Jets, and I think it's better than the Saints defense. Had to
What about
see
the
that.
Giants?
Wow.
What about the Giants? 2 things: defense and special teams. Punt block, touchdown, and a safety, I believe. fucking insane. But let's slow the roll on the Dak meat riding Truitt. Dude had one good week. We can calm down about that. We don't gotta get into all that.
All right, I gotta ride someone's meat. So
Are we?
All right, Bengals Niners.
Wait, I have a question. Are we concerned about the Rams? Because I feel like the Rams should be better than the record are, and they've played good games.
Rams
but
suck, dude. Rams are not a good
why?
team. I don't know. I really don't know, actually.
They got
They
Stafford's
have a lot of
not having-
talent.
Stafford's got almost as many picks as he does touchdowns. I think Kieran Williams is really plateauing a little bit.
Kieran Williams
Cooper
Has
Kupp
he
doesn't
been
really
hurt?
look like.
Kyron's
Kieran
hurt.
Williams is not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you have
Running
no
back by
running game right there.
committee.
Yeah, so then that's never good. I think the receiving core, Cup hasn't really looked as good as he had been last year. The defense, Aaron Donald was still that guy, but it takes an entire defense to be good. I don't know.
Do they
I'm here
regret
for
the
it.
Jared
I'm
Goff
here
trade?
for it. You know what? I'm here. What'd you say? What do they
Do they
want?
regret the Jared Goff trade?
Not at all. They got a Super Bowl out
No,
of it.
they won.
I know they got a Super Bowl, but Jared Goff is a lot better quarterback. Matthew Stafford for these past 2 years.
Uh,
How many Super Bowls have the Lions had in that amount of time?
Yeah, I know.
Granted, how many ever?
one coming in the future. Yep, for sure.
Never.
Then it would be a really good win-win trade in that case.
All right, let's talk about the big game of the week. Bengals 49ers.
Yeah. Did you guys watch this game? What the hell happened here?
The 49ers, I've been saying it the past couple weeks, Trent Williams is the big difference maker on this offensive line, and without him, Brock Purdy looks average. He just hasn't been able to put it together. He's a system quarterback, and this is just what he is. And he needs people around him, and he's not beginning that. And on the Bengals side of the ball, Joe Burrow is back, baby. You guys were concerned about
You
going
say
into the
this
season.
every year, though.
and
This
Joe
happened
Burrow
last
is
year
back.
too. They sucked at the beginning of the
Exactly.
year.
He's back. He's finally healthy again. I love it.
They looked good. They looked good, and they did this to us last year. And we thought they had a huge Super Bowl hangover, and then they ended up being good towards the end of the year. They're doing it again. I more want to talk about the Niners though, dude. When they don't have shit going, like when McCaffrey is getting held to under 60 yards or so, and Brock Purdy's actually asked to do stuff by himself. It's not a pretty product that they're putting out there. And Rank, I totally agree. I think Trent Williams is one of the best outside tackles, for an offensive line in general. I was very angry when they made that trade for him to go there, and not having him is going to be really tough.
And Chase Young's there now. Big move by them in the trade deadline.
Yeah, and we can talk about that, and that's great for their D line. But actually, yeah, let's talk about their defense, because what the hell is this? Giving up 31 points. This defense is just, and as Liam pointed out by saying, the Cowboys is the best. This Niners defense has really been underwhelming this season.
They have been back-to-back weeks. I think they've given up too many points, too many yards. I don't know what the problem is, but they need to get their shit together.
It seems like I was reading something today. It's that they well, was I reading? No, I don't read. It was Richard Sherman was saying something on a podcast about how Kyle Shanahan is just really fed up with this defense because they've overcomplicated things to the point where they have a personnel that's good at just straight up doing what they do best. They don't need to overcomplicate things with strategies and plays and everything on the defensive end and schemes. Just play good zone, play good man. Your D line's great enough, and I think Kyle Shanahan he's going to be fed up, and at least according to Richard Sherman. So it looks like there might be some changes.
I want to give the Niners one thing. 31 points, most points they've allowed this season. Their offense looked bad this game, and they just got Chase Young. I think that change might be coming. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Sam
worried
Darnold.
about them. I think they're still going to be a good team. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's still a toss-up between them and the Eagles in the NFC.
I agree.
I'm going to enjoy the Seahawks being top of the NFC West right now. I'm really going to enjoy it at the moment.
Who do they play this week, Truitt?
They play the Ravens, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, enjoy it while you can, buddy.
The 49ers are on bye also, so who knows? But you guys
Oh,
see
there
the
you-
crazy
there you
Kyle
go.
Shanahan
Enjoy it.
stat?
No.
He is 1 for 31 when losing by 3 or more points at halftime.
So
Interesting.
they just do not make comebacks, is what you're saying.
But like even close
Wow.
comebacks, like if they're down by 3 or more points, they are 1-31. That's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even call coming back from down 3 a comeback, really. So they're
Yeah.
just like
They
not
just can't
clutch.
win from behind.
Yeah, which can make sense because they like to control games and just
Yeah.
run the clock out and do their thing.
It also shows that when you're down, you have to pass. You can't really run as much. So you can't use your good old weapon, Christian McCaffrey. You need to make Brock Purdy throw the ball. Just
Yeah.
saying.
We'll see if the bye week helps them. I think it'll help them a bunch. I think when they're back healthy, like
And they
It's-
have
Yeah,
Nick
I think
Foles and Chase Young.
both with Chase Young and Montez Sweat, the Commanders just cleaned house. They just didn't even give a shit when they got back, which was really frustrating. But
Why do teams do this, man? They just trade people for bags of Fritos and dirty socks. Like
literally the
seventh
Giants got
rounders, 6th rounders.
Giants got more for Leonard Williams than the
no,
Commanders
literally,
got for Chase Young and Montez Sweat combined. I think it was
you guys got a kind of a good return. What was it, a second?
2nd and a 5th.
Yeah, that's a good ass return in today's what's going on. I also don't know why the Bears were buyers at the deadline. That was really weird.
They have the capital. I think they're just trying to get guys that they can build this team around in the future.
That's fair. He is still a young guy. What is he like on the end of his? I think he's on the end of his rookie contract. So
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
God, dude. Okay, before we move on, what type of collusion type shit is going on with the Titans and the Eagles? Kevin
Wow.
Byard?
With
Are you kidding
yeah.
me?
yeah.
Brother,
No, it is a lot of collusion. The AJ Brown.
what the
I guess
fuck's
Julio
going
Jones
on?
signed there. Byard. Yeah, that is some bullshit, dude.
Oh, do you guys see too? The Ravens tried to get Derrick Henry, and the Titans wouldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Derek Henry's gonna be an Eagle next year.
Yeah.
Don't say
Literally,
that.
that's what they're waiting
Don't-
for. So they could
don't.
offer a 7th rounder and a dirty pair of sweatpants for him. God, it's disgusting.
Hey, sweatpants are
Absolutely
better than
disgusting.
socks, so it's a step up right there.
Yeah.
I already talked about the Raiders, but we're gonna talk about the Lions a little bit. Jameer Gibbs finally had a
Yeah,
nice game.
yeah, Jameer Gibbs. Finally, dude.
Is his
God.
backfield now it gives backfield? Does Montgomery like get stepped out of here when he comes back? I don't know.
I think Montgomery will still get the goal line touches.
They got to start going more 50-50 in their carries and their touches. Like, it's unreal, dude. As a fantasy owner, it was just incredibly depressing when it's a first round pick, man. Like Dan Campbell, I think Dan Campbell just forgot he existed. I really do. It's just
Yeah.
so fucking frustrating. But good for Jameer Gibbs, and we kind of already talked about the Raiders. I thought there was moments where the Raiders defense looked good this year, but that just showed no, not at all. Didn't Jameer Gibbs outrun? No, got more yards per scrimmage, by scrimmage compared to the entire Raiders team.
Yeah,
Shout out
one
to
thing
Lions, though.
I just want to hit on this real quick. If you look at let's all just take a peek at the NFC standings. Let's just all look
Oh,
at that. Yeah. Who do you see at the top? Who are those top 2 teams? I'll give you know what, Trude? I'll give you top 3 teams. Who are those top
Thanks,
3
man.
teams?
Thanks, man.
You got the Eagles, and then number 2, you got the Lions, Rankle. Number 2, you got the Lions.
You really just give up on the Saints. Like I expected to come here and see the Saints somewhere, but like you
They're
just like to dick
tied
ride
for
teams.
first.
That
Hey, they're
aren't
tied. They're
yours.
tied for 4th, brother.
But wait, are they gonna win their division and like get a home playoff game? But have
Yeah,
like
Dude,
a
it's
bad
crazy.
record.
You guys are 4-4 and have a plus 17 differential. That's pretty nuts, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched any of the Saints game, but offense looked really good, and Rashid Shaheed is just. I've been saying it for a while. Dude is him. He put up literal Randy Moss numbers: 3 catches, 153 yards. Come on, brother, deep man. It was awesome. Taysom Hill looked like a god. We've been saying it all season. Dude needs to be on the field. He's just such a weapon. 2 touchdowns. Alvin, 2 touchdowns.
I'm not even going to disagree with you. I'm just going to point out that you're the one you flip the script every week. Like last week, you're like Saints offense just sucks dick. Like
Dude, they
Nobody
did.
knows what they're
They
doing.
stunk last week. They looked great this week.
And now they're gonna stink next week, and Liam's gonna be like, God,
Dude,
the Saints
Based
suck.
off the first
No, they're
8 games
not.
of the season, the entire 8 games, is this a good offense or a bad offense?
Bad offense, but they looked really good last game.
That was a great
Yesterday
answer.
was the first. It was the first game that they looked like complete, and the defense didn't play well.
Wow. Okay, that's a shocking way to win a game.
Yeah,
Saints Bears
no,
this week.
it was
Let's see
crazy.
if the Saints offense comes out and plays.
I'm so excited for this game. This is a big game. This is a big show me game because these next like 3, we could win all 3 of them, and then we play the Lions. That's going to be tough. But then we got Panthers, Giants, Rams, Bucks,
Who you rooting for that game?
Falcons to end the season. We have the worst, like easily the worst schedule, like or easiest schedule by far in the NFL.
Liam
No
watching
excuse.
watching Lions Saints makes me think of like if Rank watched Niners Giants. Like,
It's going
I
to be
think
great.
what do you want to win?
I think Liam likes the Lions more than I like the Niners these days.
Maybe,
That's fair.
maybe.
All right, so we have to do this debate at some point. We've been talking it up a lot. I saw this cool segment on Instagram that another podcast was doing, and we've
Fuck
talked
those
about
guys.
fuck those
Sorry.
guys. No, it's fair. We're gonna do it better than they did. They played this game, and it's basically you list off defensive players, and you just say, is this player better than Nick Bosa? Mostly because I think Nick Bosa is a nice like benchmark for elite DN, D tackle, pass rushers, if you will.
I feel like we should
Um,
reset. Like if let's say our first one, like Nick Bosa's better than Micah Parsons, I feel like Micah Parsons should be
Oh,
our
yeah,
standard
yeah.
as we go
I like
down.
that.
Better than Micah. Yep,
I like that.
that.
Okay. All right. So then we'll just go ahead and start because we're always having this debate. We always say they're one of the best players in football, one of the best defensive players. Let's just go at it. We'll start with Nick Bosa, as Rank mentioned, Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is too damn athletic, and his skills are one of the best I've ever seen. Like he gets paired to Lawrence Taylor all the time, and it's fair.
I will go. Oh, this is a really tough first one.
I'll echo Rank's point.
I'm gonna go Micah Parsons too.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
All right.
This
Already
one to
overtaken.
me is kind of a no-brainer. Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett. I'm going Myles Garrett with this one.
It's hard because I think Myles Garrett does things on a football field that no defender can ever do. Like he wins games by himself. So in that part, I'm going to have to give it to him. But I think Micah Parsons, like career-wise, is going to have a better career than Myles Garrett does.
That's a really interesting
Are
take.
are we taking these guys like now? Are we saying right now?
Yeah, right now.
You have to go
Right
win
now.
a football game tomorrow.
Yeah.
This one or that one? Okay. Because we started this conversation like what was it, 2 weeks ago? I got to go with my guy. Myles Garrett has been the
Phenomenal.
best defensive player. He should be getting MVP votes, in my opinion. Dude's been unreal for what he's done for the Browns. I think he's the best defensive player in the NFL right now. So
Okay, so we're all in agreement there. Myles Garrett or Chase Young. Chase Young's good, but no,
Yeah,
this
no.
isn't really close.
Nope. Myles Garrett.
I think this next one,
Next one's
TJ,
close.
yeah,
Yep.
TJ Watt.
This is tough. This is really
Yeah.
tough.
I've got to give it to TJ Watt because he just does things on the football field I've never seen before, and he's constantly getting after him. I know it's very close to
You
base,
just said that.
but
You just said that.
You did just say that about who is it, Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett, or maybe both of them. It is this position in the NFL. This has to be like the deepest position in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
D lineman. Like there's just so many good guys out there.
Wait, Rank, finish your thought. I want to hear what you were gonna say.
I think it's TJ Watt. I'd rather have TJ Watt go out there and win me a football game because the Steelers are also have a winning record, and that offense is the worst in the league. Like I can guarantee that one.
Well, there are some other teams that are.
I'm gonna go Myles Garrett, and I'm gonna let Liam be the tiebreaker here.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with my guy.
TJ Watt's really good though. Really good.
I think this season Myles Garrett he's been the truth. TJ Watt's been insane, but slight edge just because of this season. Like I just think Miles Garrett has been doing stuff is just nuts. Like they both take over games. You can't go wrong with either of them.
All right, next one is also going to be really tough. We're going to go Miles Garrett versus Aaron Donald.
Are we going career or right now?
Right
Well,
now.
I think this is like the first, and I don't even think Aaron Donald's bad this year. I just think that Rams unit's so bad that he's not getting the attention he normally does. I don't think he's like falling off at all. And the fact that he gets like, I don't think anyone on this list gets triple teamed the way he does. Like the clips that go viral of him getting triple teamed are crazy.
Yeah.
That being said, Miles Garrett is so good to the point where like I think it's really close. I'm gonna try to not use career and try and not use Aaron Donald's like what 3 defensive player of the years or whatever he has, and just go right now.
If
I
it's
would take
right
Miles
now,
Garrett right
yeah,
now.
it's got to be Miles Garrett.
Yeah, I'll go Miles Garrett too. Miles Garrett or Max Crosby. Show flowers,
Garrett.
Max Crosby, but that's not close. Max Crosby's good.
Yeah.
It's got a cool story too.
I think we can say the same thing about all these guys. I will say this though, Jalen Carter is going to be, when it's all said and done, he's going to be up there with Micah Parsons, TJ Watt. I'm very confident in that.
And shout out Dexter Lawrence. Like
Shout out
he's enough
Dexter Lawrence,
love
dude.
out of New York Giants area, but like he's been a beast. Him
Sexy
and Kayvon
Dexy.
Thibodeau like destroyed the Jets offensive line. The Jets have been playing pretty well recently.
Yeah.
Chris Jones is always he's I think he's been a huge factor as to why the Chiefs do win Super Bowls. Like obviously Mahomes and that offense gets a lot of credit, but Chris Jones being kind of a leader of that defense, he's another versatile guy. You know, a guy ranked that he's done things we've never seen before. Uh, the rest of the list, Quinton Williams is good, but he's just not in the Miles Garrett conversation.
Really,
Liam,
most
like
I
you
feel
put
like has
about,
fallen off.
yeah, dude. When he came into the league, he was really good. He's really Lil Bro now compared to
Yeah.
Nick Bosa. So okay, give me your top 3 then in order 1, 2, 3 for my list.
TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Miles Garrett, and I guess Miles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, and 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
It's a really good list.
TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Aaron Donald.
You're not
like
putting
that list.
Miles Garrett on your list, Rank?
Wait, sorry. Wait, who did I say? TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Miles Garrett, no
Okay.
Aaron Donald.
So you had TJ Watt first.
Yeah.
Dude, this is just such a deep position.
I'm surprised that you put the Cowboys guy above Miles Garrett, Rank.
I know. I really wish the Giants would have gotten him. Like we had the opportunity. He was staring right there.
I just can't believe Jalen Carter fell to the Eagles.
Yeah.
That made me sick.
Thriving problems.
I really don't like that either. All right, we have another fun debate before we get into Thursday Night Football. This is not one we've teased on the show, but just thought it'd be fun. You know, this was the week of NFL throwbacks, and we're going to go through a bunch of them, and I want you guys to label it as either make it part of the rotation, as in, okay, do this maybe 2-3 times a year. Be cool. Make it part of the full-time rotation. Do it once a year like they're doing now, or once is enough, don't ever try this again. We're going to start with the Kelly Green Eagles.
Can you show him, Truitt? Share your screen?
Yeah.
See, I close some tabs first.
I have to close a lot of tabs, a lot of not so fun tabs.
Or very fun.
They were very fun, but today is November 1st, so I should be closing them anyways.
When you look these ones up, could you also look up the Kelly Green Oakland Athletics jerseys so we can just get a comparison, and the Jets throwbacks?
I can. Why am I not? Oh, there it is. Jets. Okay, you guys seeing this?
Yep.
Yeah. Can we?
So-
yeah. Can we get the It's Back one? Yeah. There we go. Those are tight. Those
These
are
are
so
sexy.
tight.
These are really sexy.
Those are
these,
so tight.
I would put these in. I would put them in the first category. Wear them maybe 2-3 times a year.
Replace the home jerseys. Wear those bad boys.
I agree.
What did you want? You want the Oakland A's?
Oakland A's, Kelly Green. Oh
Those are
God,
nice.
those are some sexy uniforms.
Those are
My
pretty
God.
nice.
And
It's just a good looking green. You know what I mean?
can we get like 1970s Jets now?
Joe Namath days. Wow. Yeah. They didn't bring these back, right? This wasn't part of it? Or maybe or was it?
I don't
No,
think so.
no. But
I
these
like the new wave Jets jerseys. I think are awesome.
yeah, I don't
I
think they
really
needed to do a throwback really. Is that
Um,
Jamal Adams? No, who is that?
yeah,
Oh my god, it
that's Jamal
is.
Adams. The next
God.
player, next, I was
What's the
seeing
next one, Rick?
JJ Watt's Oilers jerseys.
Oh yeah, yeah,
JJ Watt said Oilers jerseys should be the Texans wearing them because like it's from the city of Houston and that's what they
100%.
But it's technically a different
associate with.
franchise. I see the argument both ways. I see it both ways because I always wanted the Thunder to wear the Sonics jerseys,
Yeah,
but I think it will look really cool. But also, like, I totally get what JJ was saying. These are really nice. These are really nice.
he should be the Texans everyday uniforms. Texans should be the Texans Oilers. They should wear them.
Yeah, I think they should just be the Oilers instead of
Yeah.
the Texans. It's
Such a dumb
it's a
name.
lot
Dude.
more fire. A lot more fire.
This is another one that I thought looked really good. I wouldn't do
Oh,
this a couple times a
crucible.
year. I
Dude,
think I think it would be
This is like-
overkill if you do
Yeah.
this 3 times a year. But I would love it if they did this like once a year, maybe on a nighttime, like a Sunday night game or a Monday night game, something like that.
They're really nice.
so tough. I love those jerseys. I wouldn't be upset if they wore them 2 or 3 times a year. I think they're
Yeah.
awesome. And the logo is so dope too.
Yeah, the logo is really sexy. What decade was this from? This is like
80s.
yeah, wow.
Those are so
Is it-
tough.
There you go, Liam. Nice little tackling of a Saints player. What's the next one on the list?
We have Seahawks.
Okay, I don't want to be biased. I'm gonna let you guys go first, but people have been saying that this is the best of.
Oh
throwbacks.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, these
They're
are
nice.
so.
The
clean.
helmet is just so nice and the logo with that. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really happy when these came out. Every time I play Madden and I play with the Seahawks, I always use these unis because they're just like that's just a good looking jersey.
Who was the QB? Was it
God, who
Hasselbeck.
is it? Yeah,
Hasselbeck.
Hasselbeck?
I don't
Yeah.
think they could wear this every week though. I feel like this is a nice once a year kind of thing.
yeah. I think you would kind of overkill it if you did it like 3 times a year, maybe one or two
I do
times.
once or twice. I think that the navy and the silver and the green is just so
Uh-uh.
iconic for him too.
Yeah, I think this is dope.
Next we have the Patriots.
Yeah. Oh man. The red ones,
I love the red ones.
bro.
Definitely good looking ones for sure.
These
And
are
the
crazy.
helmets.
Yeah, helmet's so nice.
Unfortunately, you have to look at Mac Jones here, but let's look at this. The top part looks good.
Nah, it's just a sexy jersey.
They
Weren't
can
the
wear this
bad?
all year long.
Trying to remember
Yeah.
if there were bad ones this year.
The Giants are also really good. I like the Giants a lot. And the Dolphins are also good too.
Dolphins was good. Yeah, I guess there weren't many misses. There was definitely some that were better. See, Rafe, with the Giants ones, like
I don't really
see much of a difference. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
They're
thing.
just there's less color on them and they got their red back. The Giants uniforms don't have red anymore in them, and I really like the red in their different parts. And the helmet. I liked how they say full Giants is just the NY.
I like that too. Yeah, 80s, 90s. And what's the last one?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Those ones were sexy. Yeah,
Oh,
I would honestly make this part of the full rotation. Like maybe wear this like 4 or 5 times a year.
why
I
aren't
love it.
they? Like
I don't know.
The helmet.
Oh,
It
those
kind
are
of
so
looks a little
tough.
bit like college uniforms, which I don't know if it's good or bad.
to remind you of Miami a little bit.
It fits Miami though, like college
Yeah.
Miami. Like
Oh God, it's Fitzpatrick. Jeez.
that's
Go.
how you celebrate. Yeah, I love Fitzpatrick.
I think that's it. Unless I'm forgetting one.
Yeah, I think we have
All
our
pretty
biggest
solid ones,
segment.
yeah.
Our biggest segment of the show now.
Yeah. I didn't know if there was gonna be a bad one. When I made this list, I kind of thought, one of them must have been bad, but they were all pretty solid. Good job to the NFL for doing them. But I mean, we didn't name all 32 teams, so some of them had to be that bad where like don't even debut these at all, dude.
So if you guys at home listening at home, if you find a bad uniform, tweet at us at Fun Locker Room. We'll mention
Do
on
it.
the next show.
Do
They
it.
sure as hell beat the NBA jerseys, the new ones. That is for sure.
Yeah. The NBA. I did like some of the throwbacks were good. But I think the NBA just struggles with their jersey creation sometimes. Sometimes they have some serious duds.
They try too hard.
They do. They either try too hard or they go minimalist, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Frank, no, if this isn't supposed to be a shot of the Celtics, but they just like it's always the same jersey. It's always the same green, and they just like change the font or
But we don't need more. Like it's already perfect how it is.
no, yeah, I get that, but
Bring black.
No.
The black jerseys were the best ones.
Oh
the
yeah, I
Celtics
did like the
black ones
black
were
didn't
ones.
like
Yeah.
those.
so sexy.
I don't
Bring
like
them
how when
back.
they make a new alternate every year, they just have to like start from scratch. Like some of them should stick year to year. I don't get why they don't do that.
Yeah, the one-offs are terrible.
All right. Thursday night football. Sure, had a rough week last week. Used double or nothing.
Dude, honestly, not even that rough of a week because I was pretty close to taking 2 losses, and the fact they were covering, I consider that an internal win. So
And they almost won. They could have
Yeah.
won very
No,
easily.
Okay, they easily should have lost. The game should not have been that going on that long. It should have been easy cover. I should have covered and had a chance, but the refs suck. Mike Evans catches the ball off a guy's helmet, and Lima is now 8-1. I'm 2-6, and Truett's 5-3. Heading into this week matchup with the Titans and Will Levis at the Steelers, -2.5
it's
in
a small
Pittsburgh.
line. It's a small line.
Liam,
We don't
what do
see
we
a lot
got?
of small lines here.
We don't see a lot of small lines. So they're saying at neutral, this would be about an even game. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The
Interesting.
Steelers
kinda-
are
it kind of is a
5-3,
pick 'em.
5-2.
It is a pick 'em.
5-3.
And
Because I don't see the Steelers
Would you
winning
guys-
by
you guys want me to
3.
go first? Or
Personally. You are
Frank,
the
you want to
champ
go
right now.
first?
I know what I want, but I have to fade you, so I just hope you pick what I don't want.
Okay. I'm going to pick the we just had our segment about, top defensive players in the league. Going with the Steelers. I think he's going to make he's going to make Will Levis's life hell. And Rank, I know you're happy about that, but you can be happy with every pick you make from now on because I know it's just going to be wrong. Yeah, I'm 8-1. That's all I got.
I can go next. Will Levis looked really good. I hyped him up last segment. I was really excited to get a ride in this Thursday night, and this is gonna be a great game. And
What?
Will Levis, Titans cover
Nobody said
2.5.
this was going to be a good game, Rick.
You said you were gonna
Yeah.
ride him?
I think they win outright, but I can't use double enough on this one. So like just Titans plus 2.5. Let's go.
Ride those Titans.
Black.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans too. I'm with Rank on this one. I think Will Levis looks good. I think that's definitely a lot of momentum to build on. I think ever since that Steelers win over the Ravens, the Steelers just have not looked the same. Kind of got manhandled by the Jaguars. I think they both obviously the Pittsburgh defense is really what's going to be carrying them here with TJ Watt and everything. I just don't think they're going to be able to put up enough points to really contend in this. And I'm kind of buying into the Will Levis hype. DeAndre Hopkins returning to form. King Henry could have a good game. It's such a small line. I feel like I have to go Titans on this one.
Perfect. Just let me keep building that lead, fellas. I love it.
Very
I love
excited to start shrinking this lead on Liam. Do we want to
Been
go
saying that for a
MLB
long
first?
time.
Yeah,
Or
let's
NBA?
get the World Series. Let's get the World Series. That started, right? That game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really game time. Yeah.
First
Top of
things
fourth,
first.
scoreless right now.
first things first. I don't know if you guys saw who was the shout out to Adolis Garcia. He got hurt. He's done. Not gonna play. But I don't know if you guys saw who else the Rangers scratched. Who's supposed to start Game 3?
Oh, I saw it. Oh, he did start Game 3.
Oh, he did.
He got hurt in Game 3. He got
Oh,
a
Oops.
something off his. He got a pitch off his back.
So what? He could have started Game 7.
The Rangers lucked out with that one. To be honest, I was telling the Rangers fan, like, you lucked out because, as Liam, what were you hinting at?
no, just Max Scherzer cupcake. Charmin Ultra Soft. Bitch made. Dude doesn't deserve a ring when they win this World Series. That's all I'm gonna say. Rangers looked great. And shout out ex-Met Travis Janikowski for stepping up yesterday. Adolis Garcia's backup. Nobody expected anything of him.
Yeah.
Had a great game, multiple RBIs. Dude's a stud. One thing I want to hit on, Arizona gotta help out Corbin Carroll and Marte. Like, Christian Walker's batting 130 in playoffs. Come on, dude. Oh, he's batting 207 now. Okay, maybe he got hit last night. But, like, Marte was on a 21-game hit streak in the playoffs. Corbin Carroll's been carrying. Someone else needs to step up for this team. You can't win when you have, 2 or 3 hits.
Let's talk about that Game 1, which I thought was an awesome game. Rangers had a chance to close it out, and that bullpen, which we talked. Liam, you had a long spiel about that. The D-backs bullpen has looked really good this postseason. They looked really good against the Phillies. Seawald, uncharacteristic 2-run homer to Seager, and then Garcia just like continuing. I think that was his 4th straight home run, and then he got his 5th straight the game after. Just an unreal, from an offense perspective, an unreal World Series and playoffs for these guys. And then the D-backs answered back, but it looks like this is probably going to end in 5. Did you guys see last night's game?
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
the Christian Walker. I mean, it was already 5-0, and then I tuned in during that third inning. The Christian Walker error could have been a double play to get them out of the inning, and then I think it was Janikowski got the double. Simeon got the home run. Just like
it was over.
Shooting themselves in the foot right there.
Dude,
right
that's
away.
a Gold Glover too. Crazy.
Yeah. Really just making unforced errors at that point.
I mean, that's how you lose in the playoffs. Like, you pitch to anybody but Seager and Garcia. Put them on base.
Yeah.
Do anything else. You can't pitch to these guys anymore. And they should have been up 2-1. But instead they're going to be, they're going to lose. Tough.
The Rangers offensively have just been ridiculous this postseason. I think it's hard to figure out what wins World Series these days because every team seems to be different every postseason, but you need a team that gets hot and hits ridiculously. Up and down this lineup, they all can get big hits. The fact that Josh Young is like batting 8th and he's hitting like over 300 in this postseason, like, it's ridiculous. This lineup is so deep. They don't have a lot of holes. Guys step up. Their pitching's been great. Evaldi, Montgomery, Heaney pitched great last night. Like, other than Scherzer, every single night, you're getting 5 or 6 innings from these guys. And if you can get that plus this hitting, it's a hard team to beat. And their rotation, if healthy next year, is going to be ridiculous because you got DeGrom, you got Evaldi, you got Montgomery, you got Scherzer. Like, they're going to be a tough team going forward.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Just in case you were wondering, Rangers are getting no hit through 4 innings. Not that that's like that big a deal, but do you see them closing it out tonight, or where do you see this ending in how many games?
Max 6.
They better close it out tonight. Otherwise, scary things might happen.
They're going back to Texas.
They went back to Philadelphia.
That's fair.
MVP. MVP. Who you guys got? Because right now, Seager's by far and away has to be the heavy favorite. Like, not even close.
Is Garcia being out? Is that hurting his chances?
Yeah, I don't think he would have.
I'm gonna look up the odds right now. Actually,
I actually have.
It's got to be one of those two, I would say.
Evaldi's going to pitch a 1-hitter tonight and win it.
Seager Seager went from minus 170 before game 3 to minus 420 after game 4. Wow.
It's Seager's a word to lose.
Yeah, it's Seager and then Simeon plus 1100.
Is
Kel
there?
Marte plus
Yeah, I was gonna
3100.
ask who the highest Diamondback on there is.
Yeah. Him and Tommy Pham are tied for 3100.
Dude,
Damn.
shout out
That's bad.
Tommy Pham for, he could have gotten 5 for 5. And I think a lot of people were giving shit to the head coach. And then I'm glad he came out and set the record straight that he was the one that voiced, give my guy some minutes, some guy that just wasn't going to get an at bat in the World Series. Right? It's pretty unselfish of him. Do you guys still root for him to do
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He
good. He
was
seems like he's a good guy.
professional for us. He's professional.
Yeah. So before we finish the baseball segment, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning, I saw somewhere today that this is supposed to be the lowest watched World Series in at least like the last 15 years. Well, like, what do you guys make of that?
They say
Baseball's a regional sport. It's like a regional sport. Like you root for the teams and you watch your teams, but it's like hockey to that aspect that it's become like if there's two no-name teams that you don't root for are in the playoffs, like it's just not gonna get the same coverage, not gonna get the same amount of excitement. Like LB was probably pissed off the Diamondbacks won, to be honest, because like it was great in the moment, but long term has probably destroyed the chances of a World Series because the Phillies Rangers World Series is much better watched. So they can't do much about it. It's just how the sport is nowadays. It's NFL and everyone else is playing catch up.
Yeah. I mean, they say like the same thing with the NBA. The ratings have gone down significantly over the past years. Everybody's just illegally streaming the games. Like, keep it a buck. No one's paying for cable anymore.
I'm literally doing that right now. Maybe we should bleep that. Maybe we should bleep that out. But
No, you don't have to bleep that out. If they didn't have the stupid blackouts, maybe this wouldn't be happening. I I couldn't watch Mets games, in Connecticut because of the blackout on MLB TV. If you want people to watch your games and get ratings, maybe don't
so
do that.
are they just forcing you to basically watch through cable? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's
through the
insane.
apps of like the individual like SNY app or something like that.
It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah. I mean, so it's interesting what you say about the regionalness, though. So you're saying if like the Dodgers or the Phillies had made it, this would be not the case at all.
It'd
Yeah,
be bigger because it's LA, Philly, and those two markets would be into it, and the rest of the country can get into it because it's those two markets.
yeah.
That's fair.
You know,
All right, so we'll see. It's still 0-0, bottom of the fourth. Rangers still don't have a hit, but we'll see. Let's go with baseball, or excuse me, basketball for the rest of it. Takeaways. We're right now at first week and a half of the season. What do you guys got for takeaways from what you've seen so far?
I actually went to the Celtics Wizards game 2 nights ago, and the Celtics
Nice.
look really good. Porzingis looks great. He's doing exactly what he asked for, defensively, offensively. Like this team just flows on offense, and Jaylen Brown's played great this season. He still doesn't have a left hand.
I saw he actually had a left-hand drive. I was watching some highlights, and I was like, no way.
we
I mean,
counted the
he
amount of
finished with
times
his
that
right, but he
yeah,
drove with his left, and I was like, well, you take what you can get.
we were counting how many dribbles or touches Jaylen Brown had with left hand, and it was definitely under 20 of the entire game, which is pretty pathetic. But this is what they have going forward. But their team is just very complete. We'll see what they can do with their seventh, eighth guy off the bench. Like Pritchard's their seventh guy, Horford's a sixth. Like if they can get an eighth guy that's not Sam Hauser, I'll be a lot happier. But the Celtics will be really good this year, and they're the NBA favorites for a reason, or if not, they should be.
Mike, I got a question for you. I saw this delusional take on Instagram that they should go 74-8, beating the 73-9. What do you think about that?
They just it record means nothing. Like regular season
Yeah.
means absolutely nothing. And if the Celtics did that, I'd be pissed off at them because that means they're not care about winning an NBA championship.
Yeah,
Because
well,
it just
clearly
doesn't
we
happen.
saw with 73-9 what happened. So,
Exactly.
doesn't have that ring. Tough.
what do you mean by Porzingis defensively? That's kind of where I lost you. Not gonna lie.
He's had some great blocks, and I feel
He's
like
been
defensively, he's improved a lot from his Knicks and Mavs days. Like he is a rim protector. He's a guy who can sit in the paint, but also can go out and guard somebody. Like he had he was guarding Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole tried to do a turnaround fadeaway, and Porzingis blocked him, and it was a 3-point fadeaway. Like he can guard all over the court. It's really impressive, to be honest.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, I think the Celtics look really good. Are they playing him at the 5 or the 4?
5.
No, they're playing Tatum at the. Okay, yeah. So is Horford like the 6th man pretty much?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's a good take. Liam, what do you got for a take?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're back.
Sorry, I lagged out. No, I was just gonna say, I know the Suns are going through some injuries, but did you guys see Mr. Cupcake last night? That final play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, enough to make a grown man cry. That was beautiful.
Did you see it looked like his mom was trying to step on the court to help him out?
I did see that. That was kind of pathetic. I'm not sure what was going on, but like that was
Probably
weird.
needed, dude. Guy, that's weak as fuck.
Yeah. Wemby also played really well. I think he's starting to find his groove. Like he's gonna have bad games, good games, but
Hello? Hello? Can you
you're
guys
back.
hear me?
Hey. Yeah, you were
Sorry.
frozen for a little bit, but I kind of liked it because you had a smiley face and it was just like it was very peaceful to look at.
Yeah, no, I'm in peace right now. I don't think the Suns are gonna work. I think come playoff time, it's gonna be tough. And KD showed last night he can't win on his own. Dude is a scorer and nothing else.
I know we're moving towards positionless basketball, but I think you still need a point guard or just at least someone to facilitate and play make. And you could do that with with a LeBron type guy that's not a traditional point guard but has that skill. Beal, Booker, and Durant have just never been more than average at playmaking and stuff of that caliber. Um, I mean, it's too late now. I thought they should have given at least Chris Paul, Durant, Booker a try before moving on for, a better scorer because I don't think offense really was their problem. I think it was depth and defense, but whatever.
I think they're gonna have major issues, and I'm here for it.
All I'm
We'll
saying,
see.
if a Durant-led team can't beat the Spurs right now, that raises some questions about your depth in general. That should be enough. Durant and pieces should be enough to beat the Spurs. And if you don't have those pieces, then you're not going to have the depth to make a playoff run.
I'm gonna harp on this for weeks and months, and probably the entire season. It's a regular season basketball game. We can't get too high. You can't get too low. It's gonna happen. Look how long it took LeBron and the Miami Heat to get going that season. The first season together, it took them so long to get going. Like
Yeah.
obviously the Suns have problems. They have holes and they have big holes, but I'm not judging them
No.
off a second week of the season lost to the Spurs.
I wrote him off last year at the beginning of the season, and let's keep it a buck. If they had to face a healthy Kawhi and a healthy PG, they would have been a first round bounce. I
Dude, they could have
think
lost.
they I don't think they fixed their problems at all. I don't think they addressed anything that they need to address. I'm really happy that they've done what they've done.
I think for them to win, they would have to have, and I'm not saying it's not possible because they all have it in them. You would have to have two of the three of them scoring 25 to 30 every playoff game, which I'm not saying it couldn't happen because they're all just generational scorers, but you just don't see that happen. In a 7-game series, someone's gonna have a night off, right? And if KD has 25, let's say a 30, and the other two are struggling, let's say they're going against good perimeter defenders, you're just not gonna have enough to win, right? If they could score 25 each every game in the playoffs, they'll go 16-0 in playoffs. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
When they played the Clippers last year, they had to play out of their minds to win that series. Like, I know they won in 5 games, but my God, that series was a lot closer than that. Their backs were against the wall the entire time, and then they got destroyed the next round. So,
Yeah, when Russell Westbrook's giving you troubles, that's never a good sign. He played out his fine that series though.
yeah,
I'll give him some credit.
Him and Norm were like backcourt of dreams.
You know what I saw the other day about Norm? I didn't even know this till today. Norm led the league in scoring off the bench last year. Did not know that.
I've been telling everybody, this dude's a problem.
That was my
I
bad,
can't
Rick, for bringing that up. That was my bad.
Yeah.
I can't
Okay.
believe
I'm gonna stop right here. Truett, what's your take on the season? Then we can talk about
Yeah.
James Harden in a
So
second.
Yeah, I wanted to beat Liam to this take. The Mavs have looked pretty good, and I did a little breakdown of the stats just to see this earlier today, just to see more than just the eye test.
I love
I
when you
think
get statistical on us.
um, again, as you were saying, Rank, it is the second week, but Kyrie has not looked very efficient. He's averaging under 20 on pretty bad shooting, and you're being helped out. That Luke is averaging almost 40, and hey, my guy almost started a fan page for him, Tim Hardaway Jr. Looking pretty good, dude. Looking pretty good. Grant Williams has had some solid production. Lively and Powell. I don't. Is Powell still starting?
Nope.
Lively starting. Okay. And so basically my take is I think the Mavs could be good, could be very good this season. Um, I think Kyrie needs to shake off that rust though. And so I'm not obviously concerned whatsoever. It's week 2, but like under 20 on inefficient is like really weird for him. If it was like 25 inefficient, I'd be like, all right, whatever. But pieces are there, man. I think the pieces are there to do some damage.
I think you go up and down the West, just looking at roster. Nuggets, Clippers are the only 2 teams that might have a better roster than the Mavericks. People were saying the Lakers were a top 5 team for the
Well,
season.
we know that's false.
You cannot tell me that the Mavericks don't have a better team than them. You can't tell me that. The Kings, come on. Come on. And
No.
the way the Suns have been looking and the way they're constructed, I'm not buying it at all. I think once Kai shakes that rust off, like you said, Truitt, we're gonna be filthy because this is MVP Luka year. People have forgotten that. This is MVP Luka year. And I just want to say something about Tim Hardaway. True, I've watched every game. The shot selection is just, it might be one of the worst in the NBA. But when he makes them, he makes them.
Yeah.
First game of the season, he was terrible, couldn't hit an open 3. Him and Kyrie both couldn't hit open 3s. And the game, was it yesterday against the Grizzlies? Tim Hardaway was shooting one-legged runners from like 25 feet. They were going in. He was banking in shots, fadeaways that he had no business taking, and he was making them. But Derek Lively's going to be the man for this team. We found our center, our roll guy, our rim runner, our paint protector, our rebounder. I think this team's very well constructed, and they're going to be tough this year, but next 2 years, man, they're going to be champion. They're in championship contention in the next 2 years. I don't think it's crazy to say that.
I like what Grant Williams is providing in floor spacing. Um, I would like to see Josh Green take a sizable leap this season. In order to fulfill that,
Bro, I've been saying that for a couple seasons now.
I know, but I
now
just
or never.
I don't know. I think it needs to happen soon.
I preach to the choir, my man.
Let's get into the Harden trade before we sign off with our closing stuff. I don't have the details in front of me, but James Harden, PJ Tucker to the Clippers. I think it was Covington, Batum, Morris, a pick, maybe a swap or something in there. The Thunder got involved in that trade. I don't know how. I don't really care. I think it was just a first, which we're so greedy for first round picks.
Stuck your greedy hands in there.
Yeah, we like to do that.
Paul Millsap for like a first.
What?
That's wild. Liam, as I'm sure you'll like to point out, they didn't have to go up Norm, which I think was great.
Well,
Didn't have to give up Bones or Terrence. Man, I'm a little worried about their front court depth of the Clippers going forward, but let's be ESPN analysts here. I'd like to hear some trade grades for both teams from you guys.
The Sixers got a B plus based
Okay.
on all things considered. The fact that James Harden wanted out, and they got 2 first round picks plus guys who can help this team right now. They're not going to be stars, but they're role players on this team. And I think Tyrese Maxey can take a big step forward. As much as I hate the Sixers, Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid together, plus some role players, and let's see what they do at the deadline to like bring in some other guys. I think they are still a competitive team, and they went from not having James Harden to having people who could contribute on this team. So it's an instant upgrade in that mind. Clipper side of the ball, it's another super team, and these just don't work out. They don't work out. I've been saying it for years. Like super teams, like oh my god, it's terrible. It's terrible. You blew up your depth for a guy who is old and a cancer to the team. Nobody wants him on that team. He's been on 4 teams in 3 years, and that's out of every single one of them. I saw a tweet. It's the happiest day of a fan's life when James Harden joins your team and when James Harden leaves your team, and that is completely true.
Yeah, Rank, I want to ask you one thing. Is he worse than Kyrie when it comes to this stuff?
They're very
That's good.
different, but the on the
good
court
question.
antics, yes, he is worse.
No. I want the off the court antics. Is he worse than Kyrie?
No, because Kyrie like wouldn't get vaccinated, and Kyrie complained about like his movies things, and Kyrie has so many like political off the court stuff that are ridiculous. James Harden just doesn't want to play basketball, and that's not worse than what Kyrie does off
He
the
wants
court.
his goddamn pizza party, okay?
Yeah.
Let's keep it a fucking buck here. Get the man some pizza.
Yeah, I want to dive into this real quick. I'm gonna give the Sixers an A minus, and if they got Norman Powell, I'm not even like trying to make a joke. You know, I like my guys. I'm biased, whatevs. If they got Norman Powell instead of like Marcus Morris, I would have given him an A plus because now Maxey can take the reins of that offense. He can be their point guard. It's gonna open the floor up for Embiid. And they got role players that can actually play. They don't have to play PJ Tucker anymore. This is awesome for them. This is the most they would have ever gotten for James Harden. They got 2 firsts out of it. And no one is under contract for next season except for Joel Embiid. This gives them a perfect, start over. Let's build around him again. I really like what they did. On the Clippers side, I want to say this is a much better fit for Harden than the Nets in terms of superstars around him because PG and Kawhi are both, excellent defenders and can play off ball.
Great off ball players.
We're going to see if they can stay on the court. Big question mark for that.
I feel like Russ was just starting to like thrive that offense though, and I feel like this just hampers Russ's abilities.
I was waiting to bring that up, Rick.
Yeah. What are they going to do with
so
like Russ and Norm? Just like, why wouldn't they trade them now? I don't understand. They have no spot on the team anymore, in my opinion. Like,
yeah. I was at first I was a little disappointed because I know nobody's been keeping track, but I'll share it right now just for the hell of it. Russell Westbrook this year, I know it's 4 games, 13.7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. But really what I want to bring up is on 56-33 splits, which I don't give a shit about the 33, to be honest. 56 is just incredible for him in his career. Incredible. And I think, and he's really been looking good with Kawhi and PG. And I was really looking forward to them building something together. And now I don't know. I don't know. That, like, we've seen big threes, and I wouldn't even call them a big 3 because Russ isn't what he used to be. But a quote unquote big 4 right here, this is a lot. Something about Russ and Harden, they can't get away from each other. They're brothers, all 4 of them are actually from California, which is pretty cool. Because they play yeah, well, they're all from Southern California. They're all from LA. They're all from LA. Anyways, I will give the Sixers. I'm with you, Liam. I think if they could have gotten Norm out of that, or maybe Terrence Mann.
Norm would have been perfect for them. Like perfect.
Yeah, I would have given them an A. Instead, I'm gonna give them a B plus because I think at this point, I think Batum is a little unserviceable. I think Covington could be good. I honestly haven't seen Marcus Morris play in a minute. I know he was like really good for the Clippers a year or 2 ago. So I don't know about that. For the Clippers, I'm going to give it a B. There's a lot of risk in it. If it works out, obviously the grade changes. I think the B is the safe thing because I really don't know what's going to happen. We've always seen more scoring More talent doesn't always mean good things. Um, I like what you said, Liam, about it's not the same as Durant and Kyrie. You know, you went from having those are three egos on a team, and now I think with Russ accepting his limited minutes and everything, I think you just go to one ego on this team. I really don't think Paul George and Kawhi have that big of egos. They're very good at playing off ball. Um, you know, maybe you have Russ. Maybe what you do is you have because you could have the four of them start technically, and then you immediately bench Russ for another guy. And then I would love to see a lot of Russ and Kawhi and or Russ and PG, and then Harden and the other two. You have to do a tremendous amount of staggering with this lineup. I really don't want to see the four of them play together really ever, except for starting and closing time, and maybe closing time. But they got to figure it out. And Ty Lue, give him a lot of credit. I used to think he was a complete bitch when he was on the Cavs, but give him some credit. He's kind of figured little things out ever since Doc Rivers left.
Championship or bust.
Yep.
Has to be. Yeah, has to be. So we'll see. I mean, where do you put them in the regular season standings? Underneath the Nuggets?
I had them number 2. I think they're still going to finish top 2. I think you look at teams with quote unquote the big threes. Their big three cooks the Suns' big three any day of the week, twice on Sunday.
I really don't know what they're going to do with their backup front court. You still have Plumlee, and now you got PJ Tucker. I guess you could run Norm in the backup three. I don't know the depth. I mean, obviously they had to give up depth, and I really liked the Clippers' depth prior. I don't know. They'll figure it out. They'll work. It's early enough in the season. I'm just kind of sad that they didn't give their current team a try for much longer.
You don't get much of a window anymore. They always want to improve.
Yeah, they've been so greedy like that.
The NBA in general.
Yeah,
Yeah, they saw
greedy league.
the Nuggets win their first championship and like we got to do this, guys. This is it.
Yeah.
NBA, where greed reigns supreme. All right, let's get into our closing stuff. Rank, we got any trivia?
I got no trivia.
Damn.
Blackbuster. Next week.
Next week? Okay. Let's get the hoops grid going then.
You guys don't want to do birthdays?
Let's do a fast hoops grid and birthdays.
Okay. We got the hoops grid coming right up. Just for you, Rankle.
Our speedster on this one.
You guys see?
God. What is Kyle Korver doing there? Is that a teammate of him? Oh, geez.
Why? Sorry, Google's messing with me. Okay. Bulls Sixers. Did Samuel Dallenberg play on the Bulls?
Go for it.
Who the hell is that?
Or don't be a casual. We're trying Dallenberg here. He was so tough back in the day.
Did he make any threes?
Give me a Marco
No.
Bellinelli for Sixers 39%. God, I hope that's not common.
There you go.
Nice. Nice.
Lou Will, Hawks, Kyle Korver teammate. No, we can find a rammer in that maybe.
Did Jeremy Evans play on the shit, I don't know.
Just try it.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh!
Nice.
There we go.
You think Moutier shot 39% or no? Probably not.
Emmanuel Moody. Ew. No
Jordan
shot.
Clarkson definitely did.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like that would be pretty.
What
definitely
about-
Shrimp.
Jingle?
Jingle's probably more obvious than Jordan Clarkson.
Didn't what's his name? Somebody Udro? Is it Bino Udro?
Bino Udrich? Are you kidding me?
No, is he Jazz Bulls?
Oh.
I don't think he wasn't a shooter, was he?
Dude, he was tough. He was tough.
I guess he wasn't on the Bulls.
Kyle Korver teammate, 39 plus points. Do people know Kyle Korver was on those Cavs teams with Kevin Love?
Dude, I forgot he was on those teams. Yeah, give K-Love a shout.
Bang.
There you go,
Bang.
Rank.
Hawks, Kyle Korver,
Bulls.
Oh man, we can think of some bum on the end of the bench. Was
That 2014 like Hawks.
Was CJ Watson on that team?
Uh,
Oh
wow.
man, that's tough. Okay, who was on that really nice Hawks team?
Like
Jeff
DeMar
Teague,
Carroll,
Damari
Jeff
Carroll,
Bazemore,
I think Schroeder was on that team
Schroeder,
too.
Mike's Tabo was on the team. Cephalosha.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. Nice, dude.
Wow.
Wow,
There we
we're
go.
cooking. We're
God, he's
cooking.
wearing the
Paul
Rockets jersey. It's
Millsap
weird.
is Sixers Hawks, if that's not too common.
No, I like that one.
Nice. Solid. Bulls, Sixers.
There's got to be a bunch. MCW.
Oh, yeah, that's a decent one.
I
I
feel
was
like
gonna
that'd
say
be too common.
Amir
though.
Johnson.
Oh,
Amir Johnson played for the Bulls. Oh,
Yeah, see if Amir is less common.
yeah. Michael Carter Williams, that's pretty good.
yeah. Bulls, Jazz.
I don't know.
Wait, I'm just gonna see this real quick. Nice. You just gotta put that in there.
Why does he always have to be in this?
Dude, he can always go in one. Zone 6. That's who we're talking about. Respect him.
Mike Dunleavy.
God,
Jim
that
Morris
don't-
brother. McDermott. Did McDermott play for the Jazz?
No, I think he went to the Bulls. I mean the Spurs after the Knicks, after the Bulls, after the Thunder. I don't know. Liam, that Dunkin' drink that was on the left just now, that looked really good. Do you see it? It was that ad instead of the TD Bank. It was a Dunkin' drink. It looked really good.
I didn't see it. No, I'm not a big coffee guy, bro. I'm more into to tea.
Tea?
Yeah, I
Wait,
like
did Carlos Boozer play for the Jazz?
Yeah,
It did.
yeah.
That's a good
Booze
one. Mike.
Cruise.
That's a good
Boozer.
one.
Dang. Bob Boozer. Ew. Why do they have a picture for him? That is so disrespectful.
All right, Jazz 3-point shooters. Is like Def Leppard Shrimp too like common? No, he just was with Supersonics.
Yeah.
Trying to think of those Hayward days. Who was on those? One of those teams.
Darren Williams, maybe. Royce O'Neal.
I'm not putting Royce O'Neal. I refuse. Screw
Oh,
that guy.
Did Georges Niang?
Yeah, put Niang.
Niang. Go. Damn.
Bang.
If we didn't have Boozer, we would have got. There's got to be a good one for this. What else?
Whatever. Birthday fun.
Show me some
Okay.
birthdays.
Yeah, we got a couple birthdays today, fellas. We'll start over in baseball. Troy, legend for the Padres, Trent Grisham.
Yep. Gold Glover.
Happy birthday to you.
Mets killer. Sorry.
Die. A's standout player this year, Brent Rooker. Happy birthday to you. Yankees legend Masahiro Tanaka.
Wow.
Nice.
Let's go Tanaka.
A's, we got two more A's legends. Stephen Voigt. And True, you're gonna like this one, Coco Crisp.
I was thinking you were
Wow.
gonna say Coco Crisp. I loved him.
Yep.
That
One
was
of the
a real
best
guy. It's a real name.
Yeah. Great center fielder. Great defensively.
Was he before the cereal or after the cereal?
He was after.
Oh,
Great name. Great name. In basketball, we don't really have anybody. Do you guys know who Joe Shealy is?
no clue.
No idea.
Tim Frazier?
Tim Frazier, Pelicans legend.
Okay, there we go.
Played with Anthony Davis.
Yep. And
No, he was a
Johnny Cox. Shout out to Johnny. Johnny be
That,
good. Johnny be good. In football, we got a couple guys. Happy birthday to Steelers rookie Jalen Warren. Might take over
Nice.
the starting running back position.
Nah, she sucks.
That's true. Yeah, kind of all we got for football. Once we get to like guys who are turning like 70, I have no clue who they are. Like, do we know a guy named? There's a guy named Henry Ford on here. Like, what the hell?
Wait, what?
Henry Ford, happy birthday, he turns 92. Football player, Henry Ford. Moving over to hockey, we got a guy named Ty Domi. Ty Domi, happy birthday to you. And happy birthday to the soccer player, not John Wick, Josh. Happy birthday to you, Josh. Josh Wick. That's all we got for birthdays, fellas.
Nice. Just want you guys to enjoy this nice photo of Tim Frazier. So I
Happy
just think
birthday,
it's
Tim.
happy birthday,
That's my
buddy.
goat.
Yeah. Grizzlies legend, as you can see.
Dude, imagine if they let him and like Alexia Jinsa just run a little bit in the pick and roll. Would have been raps for the league.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us with Fun in the Locker Room. We hope you enjoyed our NFL segment as always. The picks. We had a couple fun debates today, as Rank mentioned earlier. Hey, if you find any jerseys that are just dog shit, please send them their way. You know, honestly, any sport. If you find like a cricket jersey that just looks like throw up, just tweet us. We'll take a look at it. Glad we finally cleared the air with a defensive player of the year. Who did we settle on? Was it Miles?
Myles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Okay, Miles Garrett is our depoy. He's our goat, our current goat right now. So that's great. World Series will be done by the time we finish. So I guess we'll reflect on some off season next week, and then the NBA season is just going to keep on going. So maybe we'll have some more to talk about then. But you're not going to want to miss it. It's all going to be on Fun the Locker Room YouTube channel. You're going to have the little notification bell. You're going to want to hit that. Then right next to it's the subscribe button. You're going to want to hit that too. Stay up to date with everything. If you want to see Tim Frazier's gorgeous face more often, just stop on by. Make sure to have some fun in the locker room because that's really what we're all about here. We just like to get together and have some fun in our locker rooms together. We would love for you to join us. So, Liam Holloway, Sean Rankle, True Chrysler, as always. We'll see you next week.